Catch you in that red zone and then on my cue, Coach O draw up the play and we gon' slide through. Slime you, get you stepped over like Ty Lue. It don't matter if you 6'9" or you 5'2". Throwing them pads, put on the cleats, foot in the dirt, slip on the gloves, yelling out straps, ain't nothing sweet. You can get hurt out in the field, ride for the team, grass of the streets, even on turf, snapping on 3, throwing them dots, see the technique, putting in work. Hail Mary, feeling something like I'm pop. If it ain't us, then you nothing but a Tri-County, man, we coming for your slide. High bounty, put 100 on your top. We seen crime, seen drugs, seen murder, seen guns, seen death, seen jail, seen murder. This game done saved some lives. We serving, we grind, we hustle, we moving, we working.
Yo, what up? We working family out there, man. We got a special show for you today, man. We're gonna get right to it, man. We on the clock, but with my man Isaac, Red Zone.
Yo, we back, baby.
You know what I mean? And we got a special guest today from Syracuse University, my brother from another mother. Damn, we go back. We go way back. You know what I mean? Coach Robinson, defensive coordinator, assistant head coach, man. What's up, dog? How you been?
What up, coach?
What's going on, yo? I've been good, man. I appreciate y'all having me on this just on this podcast with you guys, man.
Yeah, man.
So it's good to be back home.
Man, yeah. Definitely appreciate you coming through.
Yep, man. So listen, before we get into it, we got get some information about tomorrow night.
We got a couple announcements, man. We got Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights jumping off, man, 7-on-7. A little quick tournament play. Starts at 6 o'clock here at Deptford Midget Football Field. That's 8 Taylor Lane. Come on out, man. Even if you don't have, any kids playing, just come on out. It's gonna be a good time. We got a DJ, we got food. Just a good time for everybody to get together, talk football. See people you haven't seen since last football season. So it's gonna be a great opportunity to come out, have fun, man. Friday and watch a little bit of football.
Yeah.
So we got a couple teams coming out. We got 10U, 12U. 15U and 18U and 14U. So come on out, man. Enjoy some fun. I'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow on the number one U football morning show in the Red Zone U football page, man. So let's get to it.
Yeah, man. All right, man. So this episode, usually, we talk about U football, Slime U, our 7-on-7 stuff, but today's a little special. You know what I mean? With Coach Robinson, we won't give y'all some insight and perspective of a college coach. You know what I mean, and a college scout as well. So, how is it out there, big dog?
As far as the road?
Yeah, the road. Because I know you making your rounds. So
yeah, man. I mean, it's just that time of the year where we get out and get the chance to continue to build relationships and get our eyes on kids. Obviously, we know a lot of the people that we're going to see, but then you go in these schools and you get a chance to find out about some kids you didn't know about. So it's a journey, man. So it's enjoyable. It's a grind, but we enjoy it. It's our lifeline, the program, if any program.
Right.
I have a quick question for the viewers and for the parents. Especially, once you get a kid on your radar, there's a kid that may be excelling and kid gets on your radar. What's a couple of the top things that you guys look for when you go into recruiting these kids?
I think the first thing you got to do is reach out to the coach and get some background, some foundation work done. What this kid is about, what his grades are. Because the SAT and the ACT can't really save you. Right now it's just about those 16 core units and what that GPA is going to be. So we got to find out about the grades, and if that's the first thing, is he going to be eligible? And then you got to find out right now, like, what is this kid about? Because you got some guys that's talented, but they may not be a great fit for your program. You usually go through the coach, a principal, a random kid walking the hall. Like, try to ask as many questions as possible just to do your background.
Great question.
Yep. So, before we dive deeper into more questions, and let's just give I want you to give a little brief background about all your journeys to get to where you're at.
Yeah, like I said,
Move up a little bit, bro.
biggest thing. I'm good now.
Yeah.
Shoot, my journey, man, just from playing ball. When I finished ball here, I played at Camden High and ended up graduating. Woodrow Wilson is down the east side. Went to Penn State, but he had an injury that finished my career where I couldn't finish it out. And then at that point, I got the coaching bug at some point. That never started, like never was a plan. Then I planned on doing that. Never was part of my whole journey. But I had a coach that reached out to me and asked me to get involved with coaching. And I did it as an undergrad. And from my undergrad, I was asked to be a GA. From being a GA, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
You were at GA out at Penn State?
I was a GA at Penn State, yeah. From being a grad assistant there, that's what a GA is.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to move up real fast, man. And Coach Paterno gave me an opportunity to be a full-time coach, and went from there. Bill O'Brien came in, had a chance to stay on staff with Bill O'Brien, and when I left Penn State, had a chance to go back to Temple. Not go back to Temple, I had a chance to come home and coach at Temple. I was there for 4 years at Temple. I just finished in 10 years as a player and a coach at Penn State. Then I went to Baylor, and I was at Baylor for a season. Then the past 6 seasons, I've been at Texas A&M. So that's kind of been my journey. And like I said, I'm grateful to be back home now and be at Syracuse.
How was that feeling to see somebody like Coach Fran Brown to get that head coach job? Somebody I know that you're pretty close with, and what's the feeling to see somebody like him get to live out his dream of being the head coach of a top-notch program?
Yeah, that's one of our own, and like I said, nobody's more deserving. Somebody, a person that care about kids, that care about just people in general. He wants the best for people. So I think we got a guy, not just a great coach, but we got a great person that's running the program. I had the opportunity to come join him. It wasn't no question. That's what I was going to do. But you guys know him, man. Like you said, he's from Camden, New Jersey. We don't get these opportunities. I see him put plenty of guys in the NFL, but I also see him put plenty of guys in position to be successful outside of football. He'll take his shirt off his back to help people, man. So I'm happy for him. I think he'll do a great job.
So we're in the youth football world. This podcast, we kind of cater around youth football, and there's always a lot of talks when it comes to national football and or teams that play rec football. For somebody that's been around the game for a long time, where do you compare of development versus going and seeking out the top competition?
Yeah, I think I'm big on development, and I think it all starts with you guys, in youth ball. I mean, that's where they learn all the small fundamentals and keys. I mean, they learn teamwork. They learn what it means to be coached. And at that point, nothing else matters but playing ball. It's not anything dealing with NIL. It's not about playing time. Like, at least when I played, it was just about a bunch of guys out there having fun. We didn't count how many hours we were out there. We just played until our parents picked us up. So I think just developing that mindset of competing and being part of a team, that starts with you guys. And that's so damn important. It's so important, So when you get guys that been doing this their whole life, they're doing it for a reason, like just for having fun. And sometimes as they get older, you got to bring it back. Go back to Little League, man. Go back to rec ball when you just was out on the park just having fun. Sometimes you got to remind guys about that. So I think just to have that background is going to be even better for those guys later on in life when they start worrying about everything else besides just playing the game.
Right.
So to get like a little better understanding, kind of like what he was questioning. I mean, what his question was. So you got like parents or even some of the kids, that might want to go out and play like a national type of schedule at a youth age. Moving around a lot, traveling and everything. Which would you more prefer? Like, I mean, we know you like the development, but as a college coach, are you looking when you come back to recruit, worried about something like, oh, did that kid play national ball, or was he just playing his rec ball, being developed by the right guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'll be honest, man. It's college coaches. We're not even looking at rec ball.
Right.
Like that's not even our like. Those kids are having fun. That's not even part of our mindset. Like you got to be a complete freak for us to even consider looking at some rec tape.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that part we don't even go that far back. You know, like you may have a few situations where guys are just really that good. They're just better than everybody. We see it on Twitter or YouTube. Like, oh, okay. Well, it doesn't go no further than that.
Gotcha.
It rarely does.
I spoke with a couple of people. I actually spoke with Fran about this a couple weeks ago. Then I was asking them about the reclass situation. Because right now, college football is a lot different than it was, a couple of years ago before the COVID hit and all the transfer portal and everything. So what's your take on reclass? He gave me a take that was pretty much like similar to mine's. Every situation is different. Well, what's your take on guys reclassing?
I was gonna say the same thing. Like every situation is different. If it works for you, it works for you. Like this was a big thing for basketball, right? So I guess it's starting to go into the football world. But like you get some guys that want to get bigger, stronger, faster. Some guys recruiting didn't go how they wanted to go, so they want to reclassify. I don't really understand it, but I think a lot of times it usually should happen in 8th grade.
Yeah, 8th grade. I don't understand
grade.
the high school. I've been seeing some high school kids saying they're reclassing.
Yeah,
I haven't really understood that fully, but
yeah,
I'm mainly talking about the repeating the 8th grade
Yeah, I
and
think
reclassing before they get to high school.
yeah. If you do it at a younger age, like you may have some guys in 8th grade that's probably in 8th grade, but he's about at the age of a 7th grade. And I think just in that maturity level, I think everything's different, man. So I don't have a bad feeling or a good feeling about it. I think at that point it's for the parents to decide, is my kid ready to go to high school? If not, then stay back and get another year 8th grade.
Now, as recruiting a kid, do you guys factor that in at all? Like, this is a reclass kid. Does that matter? Does it ever come up of this kid as a reclass, or are you just looking at him as he's in 12th grade or he's in 11th grade?
No, we don't really look at that. He's reclassified. We're not going to hold him. At least I'm speaking for myself in places I've been. We never held that against anybody because they reclassified. A lot of times you hear the opposite, like, man, this kid's only 16 years old. This kid's only 17 years old. He just turned 17. What he's going to be in the next week? Like sometimes it's reverse.
Right.
When you get a guy that's really good and that's young, like you say, oh, damn, he didn't even hit a spurt yet. Like, and sometimes you sit the other way.
All right. Because I know, with the transfer portal, how it is, a lot of coaches, say we need a running back. I know a lot of coaches would be like, man, let's go hit the portal for it, because they maybe looking to win now, looking for somebody that's developed, that been through a college program now, regards, then you got a high school kid, non-reclass that's pretty young, that's kind of on a D1, on that borderline, because from what I've seen when I trying to couple get it's a lot harder schools that's it's been a lot harder for them to get into those D1 programs. They've been going the JUCO route 2 years, and now they're shining. So that's why I was kind of giving some advice to people about reclassing. I would think will be the way to go, depending on your situation and how you feel about your own kid. Everybody has their own situation, but definitely that transfer portal definitely changes the game, I think, for high school kids.
Yeah, I think it's again, each program is different, in college and what their philosophy is when it comes to the portal. The biggest thing, like, you got to realize too, people get in the portal for a reason. And they're leaving the school, like, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
I think every program has their way of thinking about it. I think the biggest thing, like, as a prospect, you got to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is, can you go play ball and can you get your school paid for? Whether it's D1, D2, or whatever else it is. Go where you can go, perform, and because the portal, maybe it'll be better for you down the line.
All right.
Like, so I think everybody can't chase the D1 dream. Like, the main thing is the main thing. You want to play ball, and you want to get your education paid for. And I think that's the biggest thing. So if you got an opportunity, all you need is one. And with that one, it may not be what you want, but that's all you have. You got to take it. And then if you do what you got to do there, then later down the line, that'll come where you can make a different decision.
Yep.
Oh, it says fruit.
Yeah, they everybody hears us. For some reason, the connection is bad. I'm not even on Wi-Fi here, but we just gonna keep it rolling because everybody still can hear us.
Oh, okay. They can still.
Yeah,
hear.
yeah.
All right.
So, so I have a question for you know, the financial aid part. You know, if you're getting scholarship and whatnot, and one of the questions was if a player is injured, does it impact their financial aid?
I've never been somewhere where a guy had to worry about losing his scholarship or financial aid due to an injury.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm a person that lived that. Like I
Right,
said,
right.
I fractured my spine playing this game, you know, and I was
Right.
carted off the field with no movement from the neck down. And through the grace of God, He allowed me to fully recover. And like I said, I even talked to my brother, like Adam Talaferro, same thing. Like where we played and the places I've been and coached, if a kid is injured, right, that's not his fault. That's
Right,
part
right.
of it. And now you can be medically taken care of. That makes sense. You're playing out on the team and doing all the same things, but your education still gonna be paid for. Now you have an obligation to go to class and do the things you got to do to stay eligible.
Right, right.
It's because you're not playing no more. You still have to do. You still got to go to class. You still got to go to study hall. You still got to keep your grades up.
Right.
Now, if you do something to jeopardize that, then that's what you do.
All right. Can you just want to make sure? Can you guys hear us? Just comment if you can hear us.
I think they can hear.
I think they can hear.
Yeah, they can hear.
All right.
It's just,
As
it's
long as
just
they can hear, because for some reason it's the connection here. It ain't us. All right. So I had a parent ask me what does the standard recruitment timeline look like? And now that's coming from, let's just say, an 8th grader comes in, they're a freshman. What do they have to do? And then by the time they putting in that work as a freshman to, let's just say, their junior year, when you guys, or the senior year, right? 25. Like,
Yeah,
what's the timeline?
Yeah, so there's rules as far as having
Right.
contact.
Right,
you know,
right.
But at the end of the day, you talk that timeline. You talking the timeline as far as when we begin to make contact?
Yes.
Things like that.
You could do it with that.
I think first the contact is made. You can make contact through the coach when they're younger than when they're young prospects. But at the end of the day, the tape is what's going to make this contact. Can't no coach, can't no connection,
Reach.
can't nobody make us It's going to always come down to the tape. And once we watch the tape, then we'll make a decision whether we need to. Now, say the tape is good, not great. Okay, does he have track times? Does the track times help? You know,
Right.
does he play basketball? Is he a really good wrestler?
Other sports.
You know, like those things, or like
Right.
we'll look at those things and see, like, okay, there's nothing else. Like somebody can call me and say, hey, look at this kid. Yeah, I'm gonna look at him, but if the tape doesn't say you need to recruit this guy, or you don't come to a camp, you know, at the end of the day, but there is no timeline.
Right, right.
You know, so right now, like I said, what we're doing now during spring recruiting, spring recruiting, what we're doing right now is going to our areas, seeking prospects. If we don't know about them already, a coach can tell you about a prospect. But at the end of the day, once we watch the tape, what does the tape tell us? Do we
Right.
continue the pipeline as far as recruiting, or do we move forward?
So basically, one of the topics you hit in there, and I think me and Isaac kind of like looked at each other, like it was like multiple sports,
Yep.
right? And
Hey, Isaac, you wrestled, didn't you?
yeah,
Yeah, I was wrestling.
Yeah, like so you came out my year, and everybody knew about Isaac Redmond and Paul about wrestling, playing ball, like even G. Hodges.
Mhm.
Like you go more and more to a bunch of guys that play multiple sports. Like you're not just dominating the ball. Like what else do you have out there? And sometimes it may be a track time that'll even make us look at the film, and maybe that track time they say, you know what, the film isn't great, but ain't too many people that's gonna catch it.
Right.
right.
We could work with that. Yep.
That's dope. That's dope. You got something, Isaac?
Nah, man, it's great points. I love the insight that he's given. With it, as far as high school, you know, when you're recruiting a kid, what as a coach, as a college coach, what do you think is the most important years, you know, for a high school football player?
Junior year.
Yeah.
A junior year film is really important. Sometimes earlier as a sophomore film
Mhm.
is really important, you know. And then I think when the kid is possibly a prospect is committed, watching what does he do when he's committed? Is he going to go out and have a great senior year, or is he going to relax?
Right.
You know, but it's never too late. And I think every program is different. Some programs are developmental programs where they may wait to a guy. They may have to recruit seniors
Mm.
because the elite juniors are probably going to go to a top tier program or top 25 ranked program. So when you're a developmental program, maybe you got to find guys late in the game. You know, so
Right.
I think anywhere between, I think all film is important. But like if you stand out, you stand out no matter what your age is. But I think really where you start to know who you're going to be and what's going to be your level of being recruiting is going to be anywhere between that junior and senior film.
If you don't mind me asking, how many high school kids did you guys sign this year?
And off the top of my head, I can't tell you, but it was majority.
Majority of your
Yeah.
kids are high school kids?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good. Majority. I like hearing that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
hold on. I got you.
So when it comes to another question, when it comes to recruiting, does the parents' character or whoever the guardian or representative of that kid, especially with NIL deals and everything going on, you know, we family, so we talk, you know, or I pay attention to certain things and I see. So does their character and everything, does it play a huge part into the recruiting process also?
Without a doubt. That's part of his foundation. You know, so if you getting issues from the adults, you know, you're gonna deal with those. If you're dealing with it during the recruiting process, you're gonna deal with it if that prospect decides to come sign with you. You know, so everybody gonna deal with a headache.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that program and those coaches got to decide what headaches they want to deal with.
Got you.
But I think for sure, a guardian, a parent, whatever it may be, can definitely affect the recruiting of a prospect.
For the parents out there, what about their kids' social media? How much of the social media do you guys take a look at, and does that play a factor in whether you would, you know, maybe even shy away from a player?
I've been at programs where they go back as far as 7 years, if they can, on a prospect's social media. And sometimes the place I was at before, they would deny a kid, deny us from recruiting a kid. It would be above our head, you know. So social media tells a story, and it all depends on what you're posting, right? So whether that story is real or not, you're allowing people to create a story of who you are based off your posts. Now, again, I'm an inner city guy, right? And I get it. So, but everybody's not going to see it through the same lens as myself. There's going to be some coaches that don't understand what's being posted, don't understand a certain rap lyric, and understand it's just something they listen to, and they're going to say, okay, well, this rap lyric is who they are. And that's just reality. That's outside of recruiting. That's just the world we live in, you know? So I think prospects have to be really careful on what they put on social media because somebody's watching, and then it's a big deal about how many followers I got, right? So no page is private anymore because they want to gain followers. So when you gain followers, you're allowing these people to say, okay, to make a story of who you are at the end of the day.
Right.
So you parents that's listening, you see, man, they go back as far as 7 years. I mean, you know, there's a lot of young kids now who, you know, may not understand it now. They may be in 8th, 9th grade, 8th grade, 7th grade, you know, maybe posting something or that could really hurt them 4 years from now or 4 years down the line. So, you know, monitor what your kids is posting, man. Monitor their social media. Make sure you know, they're showing themselves in the right light.
Right. So I remember we went down to Texas, Islam U 2 years ago. And you remember when you guys talked to all the kids, and one thing you said about social media was the middle finger thing. And it's like you wowed the kids when you said, if you got your middle finger up, we just gonna keep scrolling past you. And I try to instill that in our kids, even our Slime U kids, like keep that off of your social media, because as you just discussed, you know, you and Isaac, that's so important. So important. And,
Yeah,
excuse
it's like
me.
you wouldn't do it in the church, right? You wouldn't do it like you wouldn't do it to your grandmother. Like you gotta
Right.
look at it as that, like treat your social media as if your grandmother, your mother, whoever you respect the most.
Right.
Like treat it as if they're looking back at you when you post these things.
Yeah, 'cause that could be the difference, man. And it's all about getting a free education, man, at the end of the day.
Right. That's serious, man. We think social media kids, we think that it's just for fun and games, but man, people are really like looking at you. You got a future ahead of you. You got plans for a career, man. Y'all got to think about that stuff.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Parents too, man. You heard the question I asked. They watching your character too, man. They watching how you move, how you interact with folks, everything. Because like Lo said in the comments, the apple don't fall too far from the tree, man. So let's keep everybody on pace, moving the right way.
Yeah. Again, guys, sorry for the technical issues we're having. For some reason, the connection isn't agreeing with us today, but you guys can hear us. We got Coach Isaac, myself, Coach O, and then Coach Robinson from Syracuse University, defensive coordinator. The show, like I said, it's just it's about to be over, man. We just had some general information for you guys. And again, sorry for the technical difficulties.
I am excited about, you know, some of the, you know, the Jersey guys you guys have on the team.
Yes, sir.
I'm definitely excited for this season. Definitely going to be a Syracuse fan. You know, just, you know, even the guys like Kyle McCord came over, and I actually coached him when he was in 8th grade. 7-on-7 we had, before we did Slime U, we had a victory 7-on-7. We went down to Maryland, and it was 8th grade. It was 8th grade only, and the coach came up and was like, "Hey, coach, this is only for 8th graders." I was like, "He in 8th grade?" He was like, "Ain't no way this kid in 8th grade." So, you know, I always been a fan of that kid, man, and you know, just looking forward to watching you guys succeed this season.
I appreciate it. Like I said, the guys working hard. We're just looking for support. You know, this is South Jersey will be a place that we consider home, and this is our home. You know, like I said, Coach Fran's a Camden, New Jersey guy. I'm a Camden, New Jersey guy. So we're excited just to have the state behind us.
Man.
I got one more question. We heard your journey as you know, your coaching journey. You know, something that you kind of wasn't even really thinking about doing, and just kind of, you know, fell in your lap, and you were able to succeed. What kind of advice would you give? Because this is mainly like a youth football, some high school football coaches. What type of advice would you give, you know, as inspiring coaches to maybe keep on climbing the ladder from youth to high school to college, maybe like, you know, is there any type of advice, small or big, that, you know, you would give inspiring coaches?
Yeah, I would say this, like when I said, you know, so just to retrack everything. So playing, right, we all had the same dream. What we was gonna do? We was gonna go to league, play early, and go to league. Go to league, play. We was gonna play early in college, graduate in 3, leave in 3, be 3 and done. Go to league, take care of our family. Right, that was the plan, you know, and that got cut short. So at that point, I wasn't thinking about nothing else besides, man, like, damn, I failed. You know, especially when everybody, and I'm pretty sure you get it, like everybody was saying you're supposed to be the next one up. Now you made it to the league, right? You had the opportunity to do that. But like when everybody's saying you're supposed to be the guy to do it, like that's an embarrassing feeling when you don't get a chance to do that.
Right.
And you kind of try to bury your head in the sand and figure out what's next. So you even talking about the mental health, like that's a big part of this thing, because so many people had the same dreams and goals, and it's being pushed on you, probably not just from yourself, but it might be getting pushed on you from either the neighborhood you're from, your family members, or everybody else. Is like keep the main thing, just play ball and see what happens. But unfortunately for us, or for myself, right, I wasn't thinking that way, you know. So again, while I'm going through this whole new process now of just being a student, no longer a student athlete because I'm not playing the game anymore, I had to figure out what was next for me. And within that process, at some point somewhere, right, Coach Paterno at the time found something in me where he said, you know what, you need to come back and coach. I think the biggest part, the reason they asked me to do that between Coach Johnson and Coach Larry Johnson, asked me to do that because of the relationships I had with recruits when they came on campus.
Mm.
The ability to help the coaches recruit being on campus, being able to sign players without being on the road, you know, and from that opportunity and from that gift of relationships, I had an opportunity to come back now to be a grad assistant. So now I'm going to get my master's for free. Okay. And as a grad assistant, like you even talking about like Gerald Hodges, like I recruited Hodges and I didn't step one foot on the road. But whenever they came on campus, I made, again, it was relationships and making people feel comfortable. And you can sell what this university can do for you no matter where you are. I think the first part is having relationships. That's how you get your foot in the door.
Yes.
As far as for coaches, and then from that point, as being the grad assistant, when now you build great relationships. Okay, people like you, people gravitate to you. Okay, so that means you can recruit. So at the end of the day, for a lot of us to get in this thing, or somebody give you opportunity, what do you bring to the table? Well, you better be able to create a lifeline with that program. What's the lifeline? A lifeline is being able to get kids to come to that program. So from that opportunity there, okay, now you have the opportunity. Can you coach? Can you coach? Because now, okay, you build great relationships. You get kids on campus. They sign to you. Okay, we're gonna give you an opportunity to coach now. Do your players produce? Because you're the head coach at that position. Do your players produce? Do they do what they got to do? Do they stay eligible? Do they stay out of trouble? And when you show you can do that, now you get your opportunities. Right now, okay, the next program may come. And now I was always the guy. I didn't want to jump to a bunch of programs. I've been at a total of 4 programs prior to myself going to Syracuse because it was about relationships, not just about relationships and then leaving kids, it's about relationships and actually try to see kids through.
Right.
So that was kind of my journey to get into it, man. And opportunities came from that point right there. But to high school coaches or youth league coaches, whatever it may be, the first thing is become a head coach at your position and be where your feet are. And how great of a job do you do with your position? When you do a great job there, other opportunities are going to come. So if you do a great job with your position, you may get a coordinator spot. You may get assistant head coach spot. You may get something where people want to give successful people opportunities. People that's successful get what? They get more responsibilities.
All right.
And what do you do with those responsibilities is what's important. Now, things change a little bit where now high school coaches cannot work college camps. So you cannot show what you can do at those camps. But when people come on your campus as a high school coach, like if you see college coaches coming to see your kids, like that's your opportunity to do what? Be organized, opportunity to coach, have detail. Like now you guys probably can't work the camps, but you can go visit with coaches. You can go sit in on meetings. You can go do those different things. And it's all about relationships at the end of the day. And then your reputation for wherever you are and whatever program you are, whatever program you're at, and what people say about you will now open up the ears to people that say, okay, can you be an asset or can you not? Because you see it all the time. I got it. Like you look at a guy, Joy McGuire, was a high school coach, came on with us at Baylor, spent time with us at Baylor, became a head coach. He's now the head coach at Texas Tech. 5 years ago, he was just a high school coach.
Dang.
So I think it's all about the way you can build relationships and your connections there. And then from that point on, like how do you control and how do you handle the responsibilities you have wherever you are? So the biggest way to do is, man, be where your feet are, be a good person, build relationships, and it's all about timing, man. It's all about timing.
Amen to that.
Absolutely.
It's a little like off topic a little, but as far as your 7-on-7 situation y'all got going on next month, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, but that was 7-on-7. It'll be a 2-day event, June 21st and June 22nd. All high schools are available to go to that, or 7-on-7 teams. It can be either or. It's for high school prospects. It doesn't have to be an actual program. It can be a 7-on-7 team as well.
Okay. What's the ways of going about, reaching out or connecting?
I can get that to you guys, and you guys can it's a website where you can go to sign up for.
No doubt.
Fran also told me about a camp you guys are going to be having, an overnight camp or something like that.
Yeah, I'll get you that information. I don't have it right on me right
Okay.
now as far as the dates, but for y'all next podcast, I'll have it for you. I
Okay.
can
That'd be
leave some
dope.
stuff for you
That'd
guys.
be dope. Yo, listen, before we end this, man, my dad keep texting me.
What he said?
Tell my big black son I say what's up.
I'll tell you what, he kept me from being late. a lot
Yeah,
of
man.
times, huh?
Sitting in my damn
Yeah.
dad's back seat in the truck, taking up the whole fucking. It was worth it.
No doubt.
My dog, man, it was worth it.
Nah, he kept me from being late to school, so I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
man. You know, we love you, dog. Man, I appreciate your time, man. We all appreciate your time. Thank you for coming and all the information. I hope the parents listening, man, I hope they got that information and took heed to that. And I'm, Isaac gonna talk about it a lot tomorrow morning.
On the #1 morning show.
There it is, guys, man.
Tomorrow morning, #1. The
Oh,
#1
man.
morning show will be live tomorrow, man. We can even recap this podcast, man. But we are
Yep.
definitely very, very appreciative, man.
Yep.
Can't speak how much we appreciate you coming out on the show and just giving the insight. Because a lot of people speculate, and we're on these lives every day, and people have their own assumptions of how the recruiting work, or what they think this person should do or that person should do, or how the thing works. And it's always good when you can hear it from the horse's mouth of somebody that's out here on the road recruiting, a coach at a big time program. That's why I ask the questions I ask. It's not only for me, but it's for everybody else that has those questions, that may have kids that's in high school or kids that's getting ready to enter high school. Because there's a lot of false information, and we like to give out the some real information, that people can actually take and take in and help them along their kids' journey through high school.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Anything I can do to help. Like I said, I got to answer it like with a grain of salt on a lot of these things, just because and say rules, but like that's the gist of it, man. At the end of the day, the tape matters, character matters, grades matter.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you, Coach Robinson, man. Thank you for all the insight tonight, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.